Chapter 41. Intense Aura. You are listening at Novel Full. Audio. Chapter 41. Intense Aura. Translator. Atlas Studios Editor. Atlas Studios' Pei Yutong was about to fall to his knees, when a pair of soft, slender hands suddenly grabbed his arm firmly. Lin Yen supported him. Why are you in a hurry? Hey. What are you doing? Are you trying to act as if nothing happened? One of Song Yaonan's friends began to protest. Pei Yutong's eyebrows were furrowed tightly together as he flung her hand away. Don't interfere in this matter. It has nothing to do with you. Lin Yen ignored the commotion and gave him a tiny smile. Then, she turned to glance at Song Yaonan. Young Master Song, you merely beat Pei Yutong. You haven't raced me yet. Shall we have a race? The crowd fell silent for a moment before it erupted into laughter at Lin Yan's suggestion. Woman, you want to race with Brother Nan? Are you joking? Pei Yutong pulled Lin Yan aside. What are you doing? Are you crazy? You got carsick during the ride earlier, yet now you want to race. When everyone else heard Pei Yutong's words, they roared even louder with laughter. She gets carsick, yet she wants to race. This is such a hilarious joke. Lin Yen continued to look meek and gentle as she said, Young Master Song, let's have a race. If I win, you have to agree to anything I want. If you win. Song Yaonan clearly thought that it was impossible that she would win. He looked at her as if she was a clown who was overestimating her capabilities before he interjected. What happens if I win? Lin Yen beamed. If you win once more, then Pei Yutong will call you daddy twice. Pei Yutong was speechless. Ha ha ha. Everyone burst into laughter again. Pei Yutong cast a deadly glare at Lin Yen. F***ck. I merely scolded you at the hospital. Do you have to seek revenge this way? And who are you to make a bet on my behalf? You. Lin Yen threw him a casual glance and quipped, Shut up. Be quiet. Her expression didn't even change. Her tiny face looked delicate, and she looked demure in that simple dress. However, when the girl fluttered her eyelashes, her eyes, which looked as though they were dipped in ink, gave off an entirely different aura. Several thoughts appeared in Pei Yutong's mind. She was like a country bumpkin, yet all of a sudden, she had transformed. She was so seductive. It felt as if she had turned off Pei Yutong's switch. He immediately fell silent, and his cheeks blushed under her stare. Even his breathing seemed to freeze. He must have been bewitched. He incredibly felt like this country bumpkin had become breathtakingly beautiful and started to exude an intense aura. He must have gone mad. So. Is the race still on? Or. Is young Master Song afraid? In that case, I shall allow you to have one round first. Lin Yen spoke, looking natural and relaxed. Her words resulted in another round of deafening mockery and laughter. Ha ha ha. Is this woman out of her mind? Pei Yutong's taste in women is really unique. The anatomy of her brain is unusual. When Song Yaonan finally stopped laughing, malice gleamed in his eyes. The race is certainly on. It has been some time since I've done something so interesting. Lin Yen replied, Let's begin. She promptly sat in the driver's seat of Pei Yutong's car. When she saw Pei Yutong remain motionless, she raised her eyebrows. Why are you still in a daze? Come on. Pei Yutong, who was ashen-faced, hurried in. What are you up to, you crazy woman? This is not something you can play with. Get in position. Ready, said the person with the gun in his hand. Lin Yen didn't answer. She merely touched the steering wheel and asked Pei Yutong, Where is the accelerator of your car? She didn't even know where the accelerator was, yet she wanted to race. Cough, cough. Pei Yutong almost spat out blood. He fastened his seatbelt at lightning speed and hissed, "Lin Yen. Are you kidding me?" Chapter 42. Amazing Racing Techniques. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 42. Amazing Racing Techniques. Translator. Atlas Studios Editor. Atlas Studios, bro, I'm off first. Song Yaonan's silver GTR sped off first, leaving them behind on the track. On the other hand, Lin Yen was still trying to figure out where the accelerator and the brake were located. Pei Yutong sat in the car, having a nervous breakdown. "Sister. You might as well just get out. Stop fooling around. I'll just call him daddy twice." Lin Yen replied, "Why are you so anxious? I've already promised to let him finish one round. Besides, did your big brother and second brother agree to you calling someone else daddy?" Pei Yutong was speechless. He suddenly fell limply against the back of the seat, looking crushed and despondent. He wanted to get out of the car. Soon, Song Yaonan came back after completing one round amidst cheers and whistles. He had taken the lead by an entire round. Even if she were to take over, she wouldn't be able to catch up. Pei Yutong had originally thought that he was already pathetic enough. He had to call someone daddy on his knees after all. However, he now would have to say it twice. After Song Yaonan passed them a second time, Lin Yen finally managed to start the car. When the engine was ignited, the exhilarating feeling brought by extreme speed startled Pei Yutong. Soon, he saw the sleepy-looking girl who resembled a tiny, frail bunny prop her forehead with a hand. She held on to the steering wheel with the other hand as she smoothly sped on the track and drove around in loops. She made her way toward Song Yaonan, who was ahead. It was as if she had become one with this car. Pei Yutong was speechless. Song Yaonan was still acting smug ahead when he heard the sound of the car behind him. What was going on? That woman had caught up with him. He had never imagined that the girl would have this capability. However, he wasn't worried. He was an expert at blocking others, so he was confident that no one would be able to surpass him. Earlier on, Pei Yutong had been left behind by a huge distance. Song Yaonan said, "Darling, watch me. Not only am I going to block their way, but I'm also going to send them spinning away from the track." The pretty lady beside him said, "Brother Nan, you're the best. Show them what you've got." Song Yaonan replied, "Darling, sit tight. Watch how I'm going to crush." Song Yaonan was interrupted mid-sentence when that red Ferrari, which seemed to be on fire, turned a corner at a tight angle and surpassed him easily. Then, the red Ferrari left him trailing behind. The pretty lady was speechless. Song Yaonan was speechless. Earlier on, that red Ferrari had lost to him. However, now, it was speeding like a ferocious beast. His silver GTR was as insignificant as a toy car compared to the Ferrari. An overwhelming pressure enveloped him. This was something he had never felt ever since he had started racing. He was completely astounded. Song Yaonan's haughty expression froze and he immediately reacted. "F***ck don't worry, I'm going to catch up real soon." However, that Ferrari seemed to have come alive in the girl's hands. She blocked his path easily and even seemed to be able to predict what he was going to do next. She left him stranded and stuck as she blocked all possible routes, making it impossible for him to overtake her. He had no chance to retaliate at all. Instead, he was almost forced out of the track several times. When the red car eventually sped past the finish line, Song Yaonan sat dumbstruck in the driver's seat. He couldn't snap out of his shock. It was over. Chapter 43. A supreme ruler who just walloped him without mercy. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 43. A supreme ruler who just walloped him without mercy. Translator. Atlas Studios Editor. Atlas Studios. Her driving skills were impressive. This woman. Where was she from exactly? Other than Song Yao Nan, the rest of the men and women in the crowd had all fallen silent. What the? That was so awesome. Did you see this clearly? Yeah. I saw it clearly. That woman had perfect control at every tight turn as well as around the loops. Brother Nan was crushed the entire time. Master. Expert. She is practically a supreme ruler who just walloped him without mercy. The most shocked person was the individual inside the Ferrari named Pei Yutong. The young man clenched tightly onto his seatbelt, looking sickly pale. He looked as though he was about to throw up. His eyes were fixed on Lin Yan, as though he had just seen a ghost. You. Pei Yutong couldn't finish his sentence. Lin Yan opened the door and got out. The night breeze ruffled her hair and made it dance, while her eyes gleamed sharply like the inky sky. There was no trace of the frail, timid girl left anymore. Young Master Song, can you honor your promise now? Asked the girl casually. Song Yaonan gnashed his teeth as he glared at Pei Yutong. I never thought that I would lose to a woman so miserably. Pei Yutong, you're brilliant. Did you set up a trap for me? Pei Yutong was speechless. Song Yaonan quipped, say it. What do you want? Lin Yan's eyes flickered and landed on Song Yaonan's car bonnet before she said casually, young Master Song has a fantastic engine. Song Yaonan's eyes widened in shock. You. How could this woman be this greedy? Damn it. How did a wastrel like Pei Yutong manage to find such an expert? Remove it and give it to her. What? Brother Nan, it was imported from Germany. I asked you to give it to her. Didn't you hear me? Yes. Lin Yan grinned happily as they moved the engine over to their car. What can you get by calling someone else daddy? One should get something practical and valuable, she muttered to herself. Pei Yutong studied the greedy expression on Lin Yan's face. The image of the revered goddess was destroyed instantly. Was this an illusion? She had completely transformed from a weak rabbit into a different person. When the engine was in the car, Lin Yan glanced at Pei Yutong. Let's go. Pei Yutong nodded stiffly as he sat in the driver's seat obediently. In the end, Song Yaonan and the crowd watched as Lin Yan and Pei Yutong drove away with the prized engine in a victorious manner. Although Pei Yutong was sitting in the driver's seat, he didn't dare flaunt his driving skills anymore. He drove the car carefully, as if it was crawling. Neither of them talked, so the enclosed space was silent. Pei Yutong was bursting with questions. In the end, he randomly chose one. You. Why did you take Song Yaonan's engine? Lin Yan replied, I just wanted something random from him. One must be kind. The corners of Pei Yutong's mouth twitched. She was indeed kind. That was the most valuable part of that car. Pei Yutong stared at Lin Yan and continued to steal furtive glances at her. His words seemed to get choked in his throat. Lin Yan tilted her head and glanced at him. Young master, do you have anything to say? Pei Yutong's eyes were sparkling as he gawked at her. Daddy, cried Pei Yutong excitedly. Chapter 44. Please teach me. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 44. Please teach me. Translator. Atlas Studios Editor. Atlas Studios, cough, cough. Lin Yan almost choked on her own saliva in shock when he called her daddy. What did you say? Pei Yutong exclaimed, Daddy, you were so awesome. Please teach me. Lin Yan was speechless. Where is your integrity, young man? He had earlier labeled her as a scheming woman and a weak bunny. Now, she had become his daddy. If she had known that he would address anyone so readily as his daddy, she wouldn't have gone to all this trouble to help him. Fortunately, it had been an easy race that hadn't required much effort. Otherwise, her injured leg wouldn't have been able to withstand the strain. Lin Yen was speechless as she studied the young man's bright eyes, which looked dazzling. It seemed as if there were 9 suns in his eyes right now. She found it really difficult to look into this pair of eyes. Pei Yutong continued to stare at her with his bright eyes. Daddy! How did you manage to do that? You beat Song Yaonan. And you started 1 round after him. Lin Yen was speechless. She had merely beaten an amateur. Was she really that amazing? Pei Yutong added, you're at a professional expert level. Are you the leader of a car team? Lin Yen interjected. Hold on. Third Master, can we discuss something else first? Could you stop calling me your daddy? At the thought of Pei Yucheng and Pei Nanshu, she couldn't help but shudder. Pei Yutong asked, then what should I call you? Lin Yen replied, anything but daddy. First sister. In law. Pei Yutong suggested. Lin Yen replied, shut up. Second sister. In law. Pei Yutong asked. Lin Yen was exasperated. Damn it. She inhaled deeply before saying, Lin Yen will do. Pei Yutong agreed obediently. Okay, Sister Yen. No problem at all. Sister Yen, you haven't answered my question. You're exaggerating. Have you ever met a leader like me? I merely drove slightly faster than him, answered Lin Yen helplessly. Pei Yutong widened his eyes. Slightly faster. Sister Yen, do you have any misconceptions about professional racing? To a racer, speed is everything. I don't understand much. I was merely involved in it for a while. Lin Yen didn't feel like talking about her past. Her name had been erased from the professional racing arena after all. Pei Yutong blinked curiously. Sister, why did a girl like you become a racer? It's such a dangerous thing to learn. Lin Yen scratched her nose and tried to brush this question off. That is a long story. Pei Yutong said, it's okay. You can take your time saying it. Pei Yutong looked as though he really wanted to jot down every word that she was about to say. Lin Yen had no choice but to think hard about how to answer his question. A few moments later, she began talking. Actually, the story goes like this. I learned to race because of a chance encounter. At the time, I liked a guy who was also a racer. Therefore, because of him, I began to get in touch with racing. Pei Yutong was stunned momentarily. You learned to race because of a man. Lin Yen replied, so. Pei Yutong corrected himself quickly. Nothing. What happened afterward? Did you manage to win his heart? Did he become your boyfriend? Lin Yen looked wistful and melancholic as she reminisced about her past. Then, I began to learn and find out more about racing. As I began to improve, I gradually became faster. In the end, I realized that racing was really fun. Why did I still need a boyfriend? Could a boyfriend be eaten? Pei Yutong replied, oh. He had guessed the plot, but not this unexpected ending. Chapter 45. I am a man of principles. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 45. I am a man of principles. Translator. Atlas Studios editor. Atlas Studios. Lin Yen shot him a glance. Why? Pei Yutong dismissed her question by waving his hands. Nothing. No wonder you're my daddy. Sister Yen, you're absolutely right. Sister Yen is always right. Lin Yen looked rather speechless. I am always right. Didn't you say that I'm a D.list actress who deliberately gets into scandals to boost her popularity? I was even shameless enough to start a rumor that I'm in a relationship with an actor. Pei Yutong denied this without hesitation. Those rumors must have been spread by someone else. Those people want to tarnish your reputation. Lin Yen was speechless. Young man, that wasn't what you said earlier on. The corners of Lin Yan's mouth twitched. You do change sides in a battle really quickly, don't you? Where are your principles? Pei Yutang scratched his head. Principles. I am a man of principles. Lin Yan was speechless. So, his principles were based on who drove the fastest. That person was always right. How about old and experienced drivers? Would they get the same treatment? Oh yeah. Sister Yan, why didn't you continue racing? Why did you become a celebrity instead? Asked Pei Yutang. Pei Yutang's inquisitiveness made it hard for her to handle his endless questions. Lin Yan answered casually, originally, I just wanted to try racing for fun. I like being an actress more. Pei Yutang pondered this briefly and decided that racing wouldn't be quite feasible in the long run as a career for Lin Yan considering that she was a girl. It was normal for her to like being an actress. Thus, he finally stopped questioning her. In that case, it's a pity. Lin Yan heaved a huge sigh of relief when Pei Yutang finally stopped asking questions. Actually, what she had said to Pei Yutang wasn't entirely a lie. There was a portion of truth in it. The reason she had quit racing was a lie, but the reason she had started racing was real. Initially, she had indeed begun to race because she'd had a crush on a racer. However, she had gradually realized that racing was more fun than dating a guy. It was so much more fun that she had simply forgotten about the guy and focused on racing. Actually, in hindsight, this wasn't the first time that had happened. She really picked things up fast. After leaving school, she had tried various jobs. Before she had become a racer, she had even been a substitute game player. She'd had a crush on a professional player, so she had practiced really hard to learn the game tactics for his sake. In the end, she had turned into an expert and even become the best player on the server. Playing games was really fun, so why would she need a boyfriend? Could he be eaten? However, she had been really young when she had started playing games. This activity hadn't been very popular back then, and the competitions hadn't garnered that much attention. She hadn't been able to make much money, so she had switched jobs to find something that promised more income. So far, her racing career was the longest job she had ever held, as well as the one she had been the most passionate about. After being banned from competing, she hadn't been able to get over this setback. She had returned to her home country, thinking that her sister and Han Yishuan would be a source of comfort and serve as her harbor. She had consoled herself by saying that it was good that she had retired. She would have more time for her family and boyfriend. In order to spend more time with Han Yishuan, she had decided to enter the entertainment industry. At the time, she had been exhausted both physically and mentally. All she'd wanted was to spend time with her loved ones and nurse her injury. How could she have expected that the harbor she had envisioned would turn into a depressing hell? She had given her contract to Lin Shuya and allowed her to take care of everything. Her sister had fabricated rumors and scandals on the pretense that she was helping her and clinched horrible roles on her behalf. Indeed, she had become popular instantly, but in a negative way. She was soon being slammed online and, by the time she realized it, her relationship with Han Yishuan was already on the rocks. She began to reject the jobs that Lin Shuya booked for her, but the effect wasn't ideal. In the end, she found out that Lin Shuya and Han Yishuan had gotten together behind her back and she finally broke all ties with them. After investigating, she discovered that her sister was the mastermind who had schemed against her. Devastated and discouraged, she had crumbled from within. Chapter 46. A sister. In law is akin to a mother. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 46. A sister. In law is akin to a mother. Translator. Atlas Studios editor. Atlas Studios. Pei Yutang stared excitedly at her. Sister Yan, even though you said that you were merely having fun, you are really awesome. I realize that you crushed Song Yaonan completely without giving him any opportunity to strike back at all. The scariest thing is, you weren't even trying your best. Please teach me these racing techniques. I need to make a name for myself so that my brother will respect me. Otherwise, I am never going home. Lin Yan gazed at the young man. Oh. This was the reason you left home. Pei Yutong's head drooped miserably. My family opposed my decision to become a racer. Especially my big brother, who objected strongly. But I really like it. So Pei Yucheng loathed racing. Lin Yan felt awkward as she said this. I'm also a dabbler myself. If you really want to be a professional racer, you need to get a professional coach. Lin Yan didn't lie to him. A good racer wasn't necessarily a good coach. Pei Yutong quipped, I don't have any money. Lin Yan was speechless. That was indeed quite pitiful. She could sympathize with his situation. Pei Yutong answered, my brother has warned everybody about me, so no one dares to give me money or help me in any way. Lin Yan looked gloomy. I wouldn't dare to either. Pei Yutong's eyes lit up. I have an idea. I'll help you woo my brother. Once you become my sister.in.law, you will be able to do anything. By that time, you will also be able to help me. Lin Yan was speechless. Young man, your logic is really absurd. Lin Yan repeated helplessly, I'm going to say this one more time. You're really mistaken. I'm not interested in your big brother. Are you sure? You're not interested in my big brother. Are you even a woman? Pei Yutong appeared rather disappointed. Lin Yan rolled her eyes silently. Anyway, I really can't help you with this matter. However, I won Song Yaonan's engine with the help of your car, so it's yours. You can get someone to modify it before you change it. It will help improve your car's performance. What? You're giving me that? Are you serious? Pei Yutong was gazing at her, looking utterly touched. Sister Yan, you're the best. No wonder they say that the oldest sister.in.law is akin to a mother. Lin Yan was speechless. What did he mean by that? The oldest sister.in.law was akin to a mother. Young man, don't go changing idioms. Besides, he had declared that he would rather starve and die on the streets or throw himself out of a window rather than acknowledge her as his sister.in.law. Lin Yan said, Third Master Pei. Pei Yutong interrupted her. Don't call me young master. Call me Yutong or Tang Tang, Tang Tang. Lin Yan felt exasperated. Then I shall call you Yutong. I'm afraid that I really can't teach you. I've quit racing after all. If you have any questions about racing or car modifications, you can look for me in the future. If I can, I will help you. Pei Yutong exclaimed, really? That's great. Lin Yan said, but I do need a favor from you. Pei Yutong asked, what kind of favor? I will help you with anything. Just name it. Lin Yan coughed and said, do you have? Video recordings of your big brother's daily activities or everyday life. What? Sister Yan, why do you need videos of my big brother? Pei Yutong was startled by her request. He eyed her as though she was some sort of a pervert. Lin Yan was speechless. What did he mean by saying, videos of his big brother? Don't make it sound so weird. Chapter 47. Southern Spring Green Tree. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 47. Southern Spring Green Tree Translator. Atlas Studios Editor. Atlas Studios Nav Om Lin Yan inhaled deeply. I only want videos of what he is doing in his daily life. That's because he doesn't give any interviews. There aren't many photos of him either, let alone any videos. That's why I need your help. But why do you need it? Pei Yutong couldn't understand. Lin Yan rolled her eyes. Don't worry, I'm not a pervert. I recently got a role and I have to act as a domineering female president. I need to imitate your brother's aura. She had never imagined that, after being bugged by misfortune, Lady Luck would finally smile at her. She had gotten the role of the supporting actress. However, now that she had gotten it, she wouldn't give up on this opportunity. She would be filming soon, so she needed to quickly prepare for the role. She didn't want to just get through it. She needed to shine. Up until now, she'd had no idea what had happened that day. She couldn't possibly pin her hopes on her occasional spurt of potential being unleashed again. In movies and dramas, domineering female president roles weren't that common. The people who brought such characters to life were rare, so she would have a hard time doing research on this part. Pei Yucheng's aura and natural dominance were perfectly suitable. Alright, no problem. You can count on me. I will take care of this for you, replied Pei Yutong without hesitation. Alright then, I shall have to trouble you with this. Lin Yen nodded. Pei Yutong was Pei Yucheng's younger brother after all. He should be able to get videos of him pretty easily. How should I give you the videos? Shall we add each other on WeChat? Pei Yutong whipped out his phone. Oh, sure. Lin Yen scanned her QR code and they added each other. After they became friends, Pei Yutong stole a glance at her profile picture. Then, his eyes darted to her with a meaningful look. Lin Yen looked confused. Why are you looking at me this way? Pei Yutong had suddenly realized something. Sister Yen, no wonder you're not interested in my big brother. It turns out that you're in love with my second brother. Lin Yen exclaimed, huh? Pei Yutong appeared enlightened as he pointed to her phone. Don't pretend anymore. Look at your profile picture. It's my second brother. Even your account name includes his name. Heir. Lin Yen fumbled as she bowed her head to check her phone. She finally understood what he meant. Many fans like her used their idols' photos as profile pictures. Her account name was also Southern Spring Green Tree. This was a line from a poet's work that included Nanshu in it. He had misunderstood big time. Lin Yen hastily clarified, don't spew nonsense. Your second brother is a famous and popular award-winning actor. He is a senior that I respect very much. I'm merely a fan of his. I look at him from afar, but I don't even have his signature. Lin Yen was trying to preserve her idol's reputation. Although she had used a lot of male celebrities for her scandals, she would never defile her idol's reputation. Pei Yutong pursed his lips. What's the difference? Haven't you dreamed of marrying your beloved idol? Don't all fans call their idol their hubby? Lin Yen was speechless. This kid knew quite a bit. Chapter 48. You have a girlfriend. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 48. You have a girlfriend. Translator. Atlas Studios editor. Atlas Studios. After parting ways with Pei Yutong, Lin Yen didn't return to her aunt's place. She had thoroughly fallen out with her aunt during the audition. Thus, she knew what was going to happen if she went back. Perhaps she would go to Wang Jinyang's place for a few days. Once she managed to find a place, she would move out immediately. At Maple River Residences. Lin Yen stood outside an apartment and pressed the doorbell. Wang Jinyang opened the door and raised his eyebrows the moment he saw her. You finally got kicked out of the house. Lin Yen studied his expression and realized that he seemed to be gloating. She was speechless. Why do I feel like you are rather happy? Because I couldn't stand seeing you get bullied by your aunt. You should have moved out earlier. Wang Jinyang grinned as he passed her a pair of slippers. Lin Yen glanced at the pair of brand new slippers in Wang Jinyang's hands. Unconsciously, she blurted out, you have a girlfriend. It wasn't Lin Yan's fault for reading too much into this. The slippers were pink and featured a pair of cat ears. Wang Jinyang rolled his eyes at her. What girlfriend? Are you drunk again? Lin Yen pointed at the slippers. Why would you have a pair of pink slippers? Wang Jingyang's face turned to stone. This woman was really an idiot. I like this kind of design, alright, he yelled. Lin Yan threw him a meaningful glance. Alright, alright. No problem at all. As long as you're happy. It had never occurred to her that he took a liking to this kind of thing. Wang Jingyang was half livid, half exasperated. He took a deep breath before saying, "So, what are your plans?" Lin Yan walked in with the slippers and sat down on the couch. My audition was a success and I asked to get paid in advance. I'm planning to move out and rent a place. Wang Jingyang's expression froze slightly. What? Your audition was a success. Lin Yan nodded. Yeah, and it's not a minor role either. It's a major production, and I got the supporting role. Wang Jingyang appeared doubtful. Based on your dreadful acting. Lin Yan narrowed her eyes. I shall give you a chance to rephrase this. Ahem. Yeah, your acting is not dreadful. You're merely not serious about it. If you took acting seriously, other actresses wouldn't compare to you, replied Wang Jingyang in a fawning manner. Lin Yan beamed happily. Pup, you're still the smartest. Wang Jingyang was speechless. Oh yeah, you said that you wanted to move out. Have you found a place? Asked Wang Jingyang. I was planning to. I fell out with my aunt, so I definitely can't go back. I'll tell you the entire story later. Now, I have to ask for your help. I need to stay at your place for a few days. I will move out once I find a place, said Lin Yan. I'm fine with you staying as long as you want. Wang Jingyang's eyes spun around as he spoke. Oh yeah. My neighbor next door moved out. Why don't you stay next door? It's dangerous for a girl to stay alone, but I can help take care of you. Your neighbor moved away. I thought he had been renting this apartment for a long time. Lin Yan was puzzled. Wang Jingyang replied, how would I know? Anyway, he left. Lin Yan frowned. That's weird. When I met him previously, he said that he would stay here for 3 years. Wang Jingyang replied casually, perhaps something came up and he had to move out. I'm close to the landlord. I can liaise with him on your behalf. Lin Yan scratched her chin. Not so fast. Let me try to search for. Wang Jingyang interjected. Why do you still want to look for another place? This place is cheap, and he is in a hurry to rent it out. The rent could be lowered. Lin Yan quipped, all right then. Help me contact him. Wang Jingyang was speechless. Chapter 49. Because I'm earning money. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 49. Because I'm earning money. Translator. Atlas Studios editor. Atlas Studios. Wang Jingyang had no idea if this was an illusion. Lin Yan seemed a little different from her usual self tonight. After being banned from the racing arena and betrayed by Lin Shuya and Han Yishuan, she seemed to have crumbled due to these consecutive setbacks. However, right now, she looked as though she had been revived. In fact, he realized that her spirits seemed lifted ever since their previous meet. Up. Tonight, in particular, he could see a trace of her former self. She was vibrant and glowing. Other than the audition today, what else did you do? Wang Jingyang couldn't help but probe. Nothing much. Lin Yan blinked, looking confused. Wang Jingyang raised an eyebrow. Why do I feel that you're in a really good mood? Am I? Lin Yan touched her own face. She had merely driven that day. Was it that obvious? Probably because I'm earning money, replied Lin Yan. Wang Jingyang thought that her answer seemed reasonable. Alright, I'll liaise with the landlord on your behalf. The next morning. Wang Jingyang was exceptionally efficient, for he had already contacted the landlord. Sure enough, the rent was lower than the market price. This district might not be an exceptionally premium or luxurious one, but it was indeed worth the rent. Lin Yan immediately confirmed her decision and contacted a moving company. Soon, the two of them reached the apartment building where her aunt stayed. Wang Jingyang said as he walked, "I can accompany you to get the furniture and appliances tomorrow." Lin Yan waved her hands. "You don't have to." Amid their conversation, the elevator reached the right floor with a ding. They walked to the apartment with the movers. "You only have a few miserable belongings. I can help you with them." "Why did you even hire the movers?" Wang Jingyang remarked as he pursed his lips. Lin Yan pressed the doorbell and grinned. "Who told you this?" "I have a lot of stuff." The door swung open when she finished her sentence. Her aunt, Wang Xiaohui, was startled to see Lin Yan. 1 second later, she exploded and started mocking her loudly. "Hey! Isn't this our famous celebrity, Lin Yan? She is transforming into a phoenix. Why did she return to this rundown place?" When He Shanshan heard that Lin Yan was here, she shot out of her room like an arrow. She pointed to Lin Yan's nose and lashed out at her. "Lin Yan, you shameless woman! How dare you snatch my role? You still want to stay in my house? No way!" Wang Xiaohui smirked coldly as she shot a glance at Wang Jingyang. "Wow, look at him! You even brought a pretty gigolo along for moral support." Wang Jingyang was speechless. "Let me tell you something, Lin Yan. This is my house, and I want you to get lost this very minute. If you don't, I'm going to call the police to arrest you for trespassing." Wang Xiaohui spat as she pointed at a corner. "Get out along with your belongings." Lin Yan's gaze followed Wang Xiaohui's hand. All her belongings had been thrown out like trash by Wang Xiaohui. Wang Jingyang could no longer suppress his anger. F***ck. You old shrew. Didn't Lin Yan pay for this house in the first place? The two of you should be the ones getting out. Wang Xiaohui looked smug and haughty at the moment. "Then go ahead and sue me so that the police can arrest me. The title deed clearly has my name on it." Lin Yan held back Wang Jingyang, who looked as though he was an erupting volcano. She beckoned to the movers and said, "Get my belongings." "All right, Miss Lin." The movers picked up all the stuff in the corner and packed them into boxes. When Wang Xiaohui saw that Lin Yan seemed to be leaving, she folded her arms across her chest and hissed in a mocking tone, "Get your trash and leave." Lin Yan grinned. "I'm not in a hurry. I still haven't finished packing my belongings." Wang Xiaohui's expression cracked slightly. "Your belongings? What else do you have besides these things?" Lin Yan strode past Wang Xiaohui and He Shanshan as she scanned the house. She glanced askew at the movers and instructed them, "Come in and move everything out. Don't leave anything behind." Chapter 50. Completely heartless and emotionless. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 50. Completely heartless and emotionless. Translator. Atlas Studios Editor. Atlas Studios. Wang Xiaohui froze in shock before screaming shrilly. "Lin Yan, do you want to die? That's all mine. How dare you touch them?" Anger blazed in He Shanshan's face too. "Lin Yan, are you insane? Are you so poor that you have to rob us so blatantly?" Wang Jingyang was startled as well. "What the? Do you have to be so extreme?" When he finished his sentence, his eyes sparkled, looking wild and hedonistic. He had rarely shown this side of him to Lin Yan. "I like it. You should have done this long ago." Lin Yan was the one who was paying the movers. Thus, they scrambled inside the house and began to move things. Wang Xiaohui yelled and screamed immediately. "Lin Yan, you be *tch. How dare you rob us in broad daylight? I'm calling the police. I'm doing it right now." Lin Yan raised her eyebrows. "Police? Sure, do you need my help? He Shanshan took out her phone. Lin Yan. You're getting fearless, aren't you? I'm going to post this online and make sure your infamy skyrockets once more. Wang Xiaohui grabbed the arm of one of the movers. Don't you dare. If you touch another item, I will have all of you arrested. The movers stopped in their tracks hesitantly. Wang Jingyang, who had observed how this pair of mother and daughter had bullied Lin Yan, clenched his fists. Malice gleamed dangerously in his eyes. Your stuff. Lin Yan studied the mother and daughter's arrogant faces and took a file out of her bag before she drawled casually, so sorry, but the air conditioning, TV, washing machine, dining table, even the wallpaper on the wall were all paid by me. Let's not even mention the pots of orchids on the balcony. Now, I want to take my stuff. Is there a problem? She had the receipts in her hand, which served as concrete proof. Wang Xiaohui and He Shanshan's eyes landed on her file. There were all sorts of receipts inside. When their eyes met, their expressions faltered slightly. Lin Yan, how dare you have the audacity to do this? You may have bought all this, but you gave it to us. It's ours now. What reason do you have to take it all away? Wang Xiaohui screeched at her. Lin Yan chuckled. Oh, so you admit that I bought everything? Yes, indeed. However, I never said that I wanted to give it to you. Do you have any evidence? B*TCH. You. The smile on Lin Yan's face faded. Stop dawdling and move everything carefully. I will pay you twice the fee. The movers initially considered not getting embroiled in this mess. However, when they heard that Lin Yan had bought everything and she would be paying them twice the amount, they instantly shoved Wang Xiaohui away and began to pack everything up at top speed. Stop right now. Everyone stop. Don't touch that dressing table. Don't you dare touch it. Lin Yan. You're bullying an orphan daughter and mother. You're letting your uncle down. Within a short period, the movers had taken away everything by following Lin Yan's instructions. By ignoring the mother and daughter's protests, they soon almost emptied the house. Lin Yan even instructed them to peel off the wallpaper on the walls. Back when she had just returned, her income as an actress had been quite significant. Thus, Wang Xiaohui had been rather polite and nice to her. Never had she imagined that, after she was banned and lost her job, Wang Xiaohui would instantly reveal her true colors. She had bullied and scorned at her and even demanded rent. Lin Yan was the sort of person who could be very nice to her loved ones. However, if she really wanted to, she could be completely heartless and emotionless.